Hey everybody, I hope you are doing well. I am taping this for you all I'm going to release it on Monday, but I'm actually taping this late Sunday afternoon because I've got some appointments tomorrow morning. So checking in a little early with you all, but I didn't want to miss Monday after the weekend. I want to take a look. Where is JD Vance? Like, where in the world? Carmen San Diego. Where is JD Vance? Canceled his had some appearances that were supposed to be scheduled with Erica doing her best Janet Jackson interpretation. We saw that with the black and the woo. It's a lot. She's a lot. She's interesting. But anyway, you remember they had this whole Turning Point college campus, worldwide tour all scheduled, and they were all pumped up about that a couple of months ago. Like that was really going to be a launching pad for JD, kind of bringing in the Charlie Kirk folk, for his planned attempt at 28, if not 2028, if not sooner, depending on how things play out, right, with Trump. But all of a sudden, not a peep. Other than, he gets rushed off the stage before Trump at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. A lot has been made about that in terms of who's positioning where. But I just want to take a look. Spirit said, go take a look at him. Haven't heard a peep. Huge races, especially in the wake of still trying to recover from the SCOTUS decision around voting rights. But again, where Vance is concerned, a lot happening. Sherrod Brown, and that race in Ohio, right? You would think, okay, if you're not doing Turning Point, you need to hit the ground and do some damage control with what's happening here to rally the troops, right? Haven't heard a peep. Meanwhile, I'll look at it later in the week. Who's going to Italy this week to meet with Pope Leo, and apparently still waiting for the okay for Meloni in Italy? None other than Marco Rubio. Catholic, yes, but who already had an audience with the Pope, who interestingly passed right after that, right? But none other than JD Vance. Like, is he being pushed out? Is he ducking and hiding underneath a desk somewhere? That's what I want to look at. What's up with JD Vance, Spirit? Why is he falling off the radar? Is he planning something interesting, or is he literally just being told, you need to go somewhere and sit down and don't move until I tell you to? All right, we've got the Queen of Swords. I usually get Susie Wiles more as a queen of earth energy, but that might be her. Let me keep going. I'm also getting his wife, Usha. And the Eight of Swords. Oh, somebody's worried about him. Spirit, are you showing me Usha supposedly pregnant? I mean, I guess so, but anyway. The timing of that was really interesting, wasn't it? Right behind the Erica Kirk situation. All right. So we've got her. I think this might be Usha. Usha showing up, stressed out. The Knight of Earth. Is she somehow instrumental in Vance slowing down or trying to be strategic around his future? Nine of Pentacles. I think this is him dealing with the home front on some level, because remember, as much as has been spoken about Usha and kind of being this sort of meh kind of figure, she's in on the power grab. She's like a different, for entertainment purposes only, the way the guides give it to me, she's like a different version of Melania, all about the power. Spirit, is there something happening with JD Vance on the home front that's making him Nine of Wands? Some pressure building at home. Is Usha okay? Is this around her pregnancy? Is she okay? Is there something being hidden? Six of Cups. She's okay. but definitely pulling on him for some reason. I don't know if she's in protective mode around him. Let me ask it this way. Spirit, is JD Vance being sidelined deliberately by Frump to advance Rubio? Is he being sidelined to advance Rubio? Knight of Cups. And Leo. And that's him. He is a Leo, JD Vance. Knight of Cups. This feels more, I don't want to say of his choosing, but he's pulling back. There's something pulling him at home around Usha. I don't see her in danger. I don't see the baby in danger or anything, but there's something there. Was this to prevent more talk about him and Erica on the Turning Point tour? Was this part of this to divert anything else around the Turning Point tour? 7 of Cups. Choices that had to be made. 5 of Pentacles. Because it wasn't going to benefit him. 7 of Pentacles, because he had to stop and think, this isn't going to benefit me. I'm not going to get Charlie's people the way that I thought I would. Erica's not doing her thing. Usha was not in favor of it, for obvious reasons. The optics weren't going to look good. You need to, if you are really serious about projecting yourself as the future leader of the country, you really want to mount a competitive bid for your candidacy in 2028, which is what he still thinks he's going to get. I don't know about that. Then you got to tighten up. You got to tighten up at home. You cannot afford to go out there and have any other whispers around you. And he said, okay, I get it, because of that Leo strength coming with the Knight of Water. I get it. I know that I need to make the right moves. I know that I want to appear to be, this stand-up guy, doting husband kind of thing. But the 4 of Cups comes and says, he's not happy. He realizes he's not happy at home. He's not happy in his job. Is he done for? Spirit has always said he only has a certain amount of time. King of Wands, that's Rubio. Is he sulking? 4 of Cups, dissatisfied. Is he sulking because Rubio was given this opportunity to go meet the Pope? Is he sour about that? 3 of Swords. He's in his feelings about that. He wanted that. Spirit, did he petition for that? Did he try and get Frump to allow him to be the one to do that? 100%. Emperor comes up. That's my card for Frump. He's in his feelings. And that is why, I'm a little slow sometimes, y'all. Spirit works with me, connect the dots. That's why we see this pullback from him. On the one, he's like, then I'm not going to go to Ohio right now. Eventually he will. But I'm not going to, I'm not going to take the bull by the horns and go out here and really work on behalf of the party. I'm not going to work on behalf of this administration to try and help you look good right now. Because what I wanted to go and be the statesman, to go see the Pope again and have an audience with Pope Leo. And of course, Maloney, the Italian head, you didn't let me have it. And he's salty about that. He is really, really salty about that. Because he feels like he was certainly the one. And Gemini, I'm doubling down on that. I'm looking at Frump being a Gemini and coming with the Emperor. This is definitely, and in the last couple of readings that I've done looking at Vance and Frump, and believe you me, you all already know it. Frump is all too aware of how much was made of the order in which they were taken off of that stage at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. He is more than aware of how much mention and talk, got drummed up around the fact that they came and ushered JD off before they came and got him. They made up some crazy excuse about why they did it that way, that Frump was already protected, that there were already secret, agents covering him. Yeah, whatever. All right. So that's what it is. On the one hand, you got Usha and Hum saying, look, you don't need to be out here traipsing around with Erica. If you intend on having a future, you need to stay here with me, watch your steps. On the other hand, he's like, exactly, I'm going to do just that. Because where I should have been, which he could have taken her, of course. Usha, the lovely couple could have gone together. And because I didn't get that, I'm getting ready to chill for a minute. That's exactly what I'm going to do. All right. Other thing I want to look at today, you all. This is really interesting. These Moroccan soldiers who are missing. Now, we're told 2. You never know about numbers and counts or anything these days. But of course, that takes us back, or at least my guys went right back to the whole story around the supposed rescue of these other soldiers that we never saw their pictures. We never heard from them. We never got direct quotes, nothing on camera. Special forces who were supposedly out of Iran or somewhere in that area, who were suddenly rescued after days. Yeah, right? What's up? Is this another mirage? Is this something where we're going to see another spin of, some heroic find of these soldiers? Or are there, in fact, soldiers missing? I don't want to make light of that. Are there soldiers missing? And what's up with that? Supposedly doing some sort of exercise in Morocco. Because this is going to put another spotlight on Hexeth, or Kegs, as many of you say. It's going to put another spotlight on him, depending on what comes out of that. It's all over the news today. We have the 3 of Swords that comes back at the bottom of the deck. Uh-oh, you all, my air conditioner's coming on. Let me get it off real quick because it's going to make some noise. Sorry about that. I should have turned it off before I started taping. It'll go off in a second. All right. 3 of Swords. Looking at these soldiers in Morocco, missing soldiers. 4 of Pentacles. 5 of Wands, that's conflict. All right, this looks real so far. This looks like there was we understand that it was some training exercise that they were involved in. Spirit, are these soldiers still alive? The soldiers that we're told are missing in Morocco, are they still alive? 5 of Pentacles. Aquarius, there's still hope for them being alive. The star, I'm sorry, it says Aquarius on this deck. There's still hope for them being alive, or at least it looks like there is a legitimate search for them. Will this be spun, Spirit? That's really what I'm getting. Will this be spun as another incident of successful attempts by the U.S. military to take care of its own? Like, is this something that's happening to, with Iran going on, need another win, needed to look good. Hexeth or Kegsbeth trying to make himself look good. 2 of Cups. That's the soldiers. 13, Scorpio, death. They may be gone, you all. They're looking for them in that star energy. There's hope because they're missing the star coming with that 5 of Pentacles. So they're going to spin it as, we're out there, we're on it, we're looking for them. There's hope for them, but I am not so sure that they will be found. Okay. Yeah, 10 of Swords. I'm not so sure. That's really unfortunate. How will Kegsbreath come out of this? Because that's where a lot of this is heading, you all. People understand that there's such disarray right now for troops everywhere, for military everywhere. Those that are being pulled out of Germany, the 5,000 troops out of Germany, the ones that are apparently on these exercises nobody even was talking about in Morocco, not to mention those on the naval the carriers is still in Iran, in the Middle East. The King of Air, the King of Swords, that's Kegs breath. The Queen of Wands. Somebody holding him to account. The Six of Wands, because he wants to be seen as victorious no matter what. Everything's in control here. The Nine of Cups. Don't worry about a thing. I got it under control. Whatever you want from me, I got it handled. That's Kegs breath. Spirit. And the Two of Swords. But he's hiding things, and he knows that he only has so much time. He's got to make decisions about, you remember, his thing is shut it down. Don't talk to the press. You know, on lie detectors and what have you. So he does not want the news about this to grow. That's the bottom line. That's what that Two of Swords is about. He wants to shush it. Ace of Wands. Yeah, that's Spirit confirming. If you read with me, you know when I get aces, Spirit says yes. He wants this story gone. He really does. He wants this story gone. Because if it looks like what it's looking like, it could very well be that this story is not propaganda, that in fact there are two soldiers that despite this, the Star and that Five of Pentacles, despite efforts to go and investigate, it may not come out as you know, as people would hope, and certainly their families would hope. So Spirit, is this going to be mounting that Two of Swords? He wants to keep it shushed. We got that. Kegs breath wants this, brush it under the rug. Don't make a big deal of this. Ace of Fire, Ace of Wands, Spirit confirming that is Kegs breath spinning out because he really feels like any little thing here and he could be pushed out. Five of Swords, he's definitely concerned. Look at those chess pieces even on that, right? He's definitely concerned. He knows he's walking day by day. Is he concerned that he's out? The Nine of Swords. Yeah, he knows any misstep, whether it is what happens as a result of the coverage of the attempts to recover these soldiers, right? Whatever comes out of this is why he wants it buried, because if it doesn't reflect well on him, he knows that could be any ammunition at this point to get rid of him. And the Eight of Wands, because there's building momentum to do just that. You all, I'm going to ask real quick and then I'm going to close out on this. We've been hearing whispers around DeSantis, right? Whose term is ending as Florida's governor in November. Can't make any moves until January. But there are all these, things going on. I'm sure you've heard it, that he's basically been auditioning. DeSantis has been auditioning for either Todd Blanche's job. Remember, Todd Blanche is acting attorney general. He's going full gusto to try and keep the job. But DeSantis has apparently expressed some interest in the attorney general position, or because he does have a background in the military, DeSantis, or Department of Defense. Spirit, is Kegs breath afraid that DeSantis may be coming for him, for his job? Seven of Cups. All these sevens coming out. Seven of Cups, Seven of Wands. He's ready to defend it, fight it. He recognizes that there are choices, being made, and that DeSantis could be one of them. He wants to stand his ground and fight it. Page of Earth, Page of Pentacles. He recognizes that he can buy time because it essentially DeSantis is tied up as governor until, the soonest he could make a move would probably be January. And the Ace of Cups. Yeah. So the truth of the matter is, and the heart of the matter is, Trump is looking at DeSantis potentially to replace Kegs breath. Kegs breath feels like he's got time though because of DeSantis. For he is the governor of Florida. He can't just make a move just like that. But that is also why we see all this tension around him, not just with these soldiers in Morocco, but with that being one more thing, right? One more thing that's coming out around him, and he wants that pushed under the rug quick, fast, and in a hurry. So keep your eyes on the coverage around what's happening with those soldiers in Morocco, those missing soldiers, because to the extent that that story gets, all of a sudden we're not hearing a whole lot about it, that tells you what's going on with Kegs Breath and the scrambling that he's doing to try and solidify his grasp. Right now he thinks he's riding high, right? With everything else that Trump's got going on, he thinks he's riding high, especially with folks like Cash Patel and some other changes that we've seen. He thinks he's in good shape, but that ain't the case. All right, you all, take really good care. I will catch up with you a little bit later. I appreciate you. Bye. Oh, where am I going? Chin up, shoulders back, right? Breathe. Breathe from your heart, because that sky is above us and the earth is beneath us. And goodness knows we need all of that and more between these next coming months, between now and November, and then after that, right? It's not going to let up anytime soon, but you got this. We got this. I'll talk to you later. Bye.